To football in Sydney, Adelaide and the Central Coast Mariners are through to the next stage of football's World Cup Championship qualifiers. While two of the matches came down to penalties, Sydney claimed a clear victory over Queensland in the opening game in Gosford. The knockout tournament is being used to decide Oceania's representative at the World Club Championships in Japan in December. And the teams now move on to Perth for the semi-finals on Wednesday night. And joining us on the line is Daily Telegraph football writer Philip Micallef. Philip, was there a sense of history last night as Sydney FC and Queensland Raw got into the match?
Yes, you could feel a sense of expectation among the 8,000 crowd, which was rewarded. It was a very entertaining match, I must say, between Sydney and Queensland. It was a very good open match with end-to-end stuff, and Sydney were the deserved winners, but I thought the result was a bit flattering.
And do you think it gives us a good taste of what's to come when the A-League gets going?
Well, I'll tell you what, if this is the sort of football which Frank Lowy and John O'Neill are going to provide the fans in Australia, then the portents are good, really.
All right, well, the other game saw the Jets play Central Coast and Adelaide face Melbourne. Just describe for viewers who don't know about World Club Championship just how the format works.
Well, this tournament in Australia will determine the best team in Australia. Then the best team in Australia will go on to Tahiti later on in the month to determine which is the best team in the region. Now, having settled that, the team will go on to Japan at the end of the year to play for the World Club Championship, which is, as the name implies, a championship for all the club champions of all the 6 confederations of FIFA. So basically, if Sydney were to win this thing and play in the club championship in Japan, they might be lining up against Liverpool or Milan or Boca Juniors or Corinthians or Palmeiras or Brazil, which will be fantastic. And mind you, Sydney would get $1 million for just being there. So we're talking big money here.
And certainly a great way to promote the game. Well, the A-League itself is, of course, building momentum. As we said, there's some big names like Dwight York, Ned Zellick, Kevin Muscat. They've been announced as marquee signings. Do you think the building blocks are all in place? Do you think it's really going to come together?
Well, we all hope so, don't we? We've been waiting for this for many years, and, you know, with the likes of Ned Zellick and, of course, Dwight York and other players coming back to give something back to the game here, the fans in Australia are perfectly entitled to sort of rub their hands in expectations, so to speak.
Sure. All right, well, we're all looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us this morning on Sportsline.